Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to train one of the most useful skills for natural English: phrasal verbs, small words, big meaning, real conversations. You may already know many English verbs. You know words like get, go, put, take, look, and come. But when English speakers add another small word, the meaning can change. Get up, put away, reach out, run into, work out. These expressions are everywhere. You hear them in conversations. You hear them at work. You hear them in movies. You see them in messages. And when you can use them naturally, your English begins to sound more relaxed, more confident, and more fluent. So today, we are not going to memorize a boring list. We are going to move through a normal day, from morning to night, from home to work, from messages to meetings, from problems to solutions, from social plans to travel. And as we go, you will learn and practice 50 essential phrasal verbs. You will listen. You will repeat. You will answer. You will compare sentences. You will speak in short, natural phrases. And little by little, these phrasal verbs will begin to feel familiar, not scary, not confusing, familiar. Here is your goal for today. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand these phrasal verbs when you hear them. You should be able to repeat them with a natural rhythm. And most importantly, you should be able to use them in your own daily sentences. There is no need to rush. Speak slowly. Listen carefully. Repeat when you can. And when I ask you to answer, answer out loud. Even if your sentence is simple, simple spoken English is powerful. Let's warm up with one easy sentence. Repeat after me. I want to speak English more naturally. Again. I want to speak English more naturally. Now say this. I can learn phrasal verbs step by step. Again. Slowly. I can learn phrasal verbs step by step. Good. Now let's begin with your morning. Our first group is about your daily routine. These are the phrases you can use almost every day. To wake up means to stop sleeping. Listen, I usually wake up before my alarm. Repeat, I usually wake up before my alarm. Again, I usually wake up before my alarm. Another sentence. This morning, I woke up feeling calm. Repeat, this morning, I woke up feeling calm. Now you try. Say a sentence about yourself. Start with, I wake up, pause, and answer. Good. You can say, I wake up at 7. I wake up early on weekdays. I wake up slowly on weekends. Listen to this mini dialogue. A. What time do you usually wake up? B. I usually wake up around 6:30, but I stay in bed for a few minutes. Now repeat B's line. I usually wake up around 6:30, but I stay in bed for a few minutes. Nice. To get up means to leave your bed or to rise from a sitting position. Wake up is about your mind and body becoming awake. Get up is about physically moving. Listen, I wake up at 6, but I get up at 6:15. Repeat, I wake up at 6, but I get up at 6:15. Again, I wake up at 6, but I get up at 6:15. Another example. She got up quickly because she had an early meeting. Repeat, she got up quickly because she had an early meeting. Now answer out loud. Do you get up quickly or slowly? You can say, I get up quickly, or I get up slowly. Answer now. Great. To get ready means to prepare yourself. You can get ready for work. You can get ready for school. You can get ready for a trip. Listen, I need 30 minutes to get ready in the morning. Repeat, I need 30 minutes to get ready in the morning. Again, I need 30 minutes to get ready in the morning. Another sentence. The children are getting ready for school. Repeat. The children are getting ready for school. Now you try. Say, I am getting ready for. Finish the sentence. I am getting ready for work. I am getting ready for class. I am getting ready for a busy day. Say your sentence now. Good. To head out means to leave a place, usually to go somewhere. It sounds natural and casual. Listen. I usually head out around 8. Repeat. I usually head out around 8. Again. I usually head out around 8. Another example. We should head out soon. Or we'll be late. Repeat. We should head out soon. Or we'll be late. Mini dialogue. A. Are you still at home? B. Yes, but I'm about to head out. Repeat. Yes, but I'm about to head out. Now answer. What time do you usually head out? Say it out loud. I usually head out at. Excellent. To come back means to return. Listen. I'll come back home after work. Repeat. I'll come back home after work. Again. I'll come back home after work. Another sentence. She came back from the store with fresh bread. Repeat. She came back from the store with fresh bread. Now change it. Say, I came back from. Finish the sentence. I came back from work. I came back from the gym. I came back from a short walk. Your turn. Good. To wind down means to relax after being busy. This is very useful for evening routines. Listen, after dinner, I like to wind down with quiet music. Repeat. After dinner, I like to wind down with quiet music. Again, slowly. After dinner, I like to wind down with quiet music. Another example. She needs time to wind down after a stressful day. Repeat. She needs time to wind down after a stressful day. Now answer. How do you wind down? You can say, I wind down by reading. I wind down by watching a show. I wind down by taking a walk. Answer out loud. Very good. To turn in can mean to go to bed. It is a soft, natural expression. Listen, I'm tired, so I'm going to turn in early. Repeat. I'm tired, so I'm going to turn in early. Again. I'm tired, so I'm going to turn in early. Another sentence. He turned in late because he had too much work. Repeat. He turned in late because he had too much work. Now let's review this morning and evening group. Repeat each short sentence. I wake up early. I get up slowly. I get ready for work. I head out at 8. I come back in the evening. I wind down after dinner. I turn in before 11. Now listen to a short routine. I wake up around 6:30. I get up after a few minutes. Then I get ready for the day. I head out with a cup of coffee in my hand. In the evening, I come back home, eat dinner, and wind down. When I feel sleepy, I turn in and get ready for tomorrow. Now repeat the routine in short pieces. I wake up around 6:30. I get up after a few minutes. Then I get ready for the day. I head out with a cup of coffee in my hand. In the evening, I come back home. I eat dinner and wind down. When I feel sleepy, I turn in. Now create your own version. Use at least 3 verbs. Wake up, get up, get ready, head out, come back, wind down, turn in, pause and speak. Excellent. You have already practiced 7 phrasal verbs. Now let's move into errands and small daily tasks. This chapter is about things we do at home, in shops, and while taking care of everyday responsibilities. To run out of something means to have no more of it. Listen. We ran out of coffee this morning. Repeat. We ran out of coffee this morning. Again. We ran out of coffee this morning. Another sentence. I'm running out of patience. Repeat. I'm running out of patience. This phrase can be used for things, time, money, energy, or patience. Say these. I'm running out of time. We ran out of rice. She ran out of ideas. Now you try. Start with, I'm running out of. Answer out loud. Good. To pick up can mean to collect something or someone. It can also mean to learn something naturally. Today, let's practice both meanings. Listen. I need to pick up some groceries after work. Repeat. I need to pick up some groceries after work. Again. I need to pick up some groceries after work. Another meaning. He picked up a few English phrases while traveling. Repeat. He picked up a few English phrases while traveling. Mini dialogue. A. Can you pick up the kids at 4? B. Sure. I'll pick them up after my meeting. Repeat. Sure. I'll pick them up after my meeting. Now answer. What do you need to pick up today? Say it. To drop off means to take someone or something to a place and leave it there. Listen. I'll drop off the documents at the office. Repeat. I'll drop off the documents at the office. Again. I'll drop off the documents at the office. Another sentence. She dropped her son off at school. Repeat. She dropped her son off at school. Now compare. Pick up means collect. Drop off means leave someone or something somewhere. Repeat. Pick up means collect. Drop off means leave something somewhere. Now answer. Have you ever dropped off a package? Say, yes, I have. Or, no, I haven't. Good. To put away means to place something where it belongs. Listen. Please put away your clothes before you go out. Repeat. Please put away your clothes before you go out. Again. Please put away your clothes before you go out. Another sentence. I put away the dishes after lunch. Repeat. I put away the dishes after lunch. Now you try. Say, I need to put away. Finish it. I need to put away my books. I need to put away my laundry. I need to put away my laptop. Your turn. To clean up means to make a place clean and tidy. Listen. Let's clean up the kitchen before we relax. Repeat. Let's clean up the kitchen before we relax. Again. Let's clean up the kitchen before we relax. Another example. The children cleaned up their room after playing. Repeat. The children cleaned up their room after playing. Now answer. What room do you need to clean up? Say it out loud. To take out means to remove something from a place. It often means taking out the trash. It can also mean buying food from a restaurant to eat somewhere else. Listen. Can you take out the trash tonight? Repeat. Can you take out the trash tonight? Again. Can you take out the trash tonight? Another sentence. We took out noodles and ate them at home. Repeat. We took out noodles and ate them at home. Now say this. I'll take out the trash after dinner. Repeat. I'll take out the trash after dinner. Good. To try on means to put on clothes, shoes, or accessories to see if they fit or look good. Listen. I want to try on this jacket. Repeat. I want to try on this jacket. Again, I want to try on this jacket. Another sentence. She tried on 3 coats before choosing one. Repeat. She tried on 3 coats before choosing one. Mini dialogue. A. Do you like these shoes? B. I'm not sure. I need to try them on. Repeat. I'm not sure. I need to try them on. Now answer. What kind of clothes do you usually try on before buying? Say it. Excellent. Now let's practice these 7 verbs in a mini scenario. Listen first. This afternoon, I ran out of milk, so I went to the store. I picked up milk, rice, and fruit. On the way home, I dropped off a package for my neighbor. When I got home, I put away the groceries. Then I cleaned up the kitchen and took out the trash. Later, I went online and imagined trying on a new jacket for the weekend. Now repeat in shorter parts. I ran out of milk. I picked up milk, rice, and fruit. I dropped off a package. I put away the groceries. I cleaned up the kitchen. I took out the trash. I wanted to try on a new jacket. Now make your own daily errand story. Use at least 4 verbs from this group. Pause and speak. Good. Now we'll move from tasks to people. Because English is not only about actions, it is also about communication. This chapter helps you talk about messages, conversations, meetings, and social interaction. To catch up means to talk with someone after not seeing them for a while. It can also mean to reach the same level as others. Listen. Let's catch up this weekend. Repeat. Let's catch up this weekend. Again. Let's catch up this weekend. Another sentence. I need to catch up on my messages. Repeat. I need to catch up on my messages. Mini dialogue. A. I haven't seen you in months. B. I know. We really need to catch up. Repeat. I know. We really need to catch up. Now answer. Who would you like to catch up with? Say it out loud. To bring up means to start talking about a topic. Listen. I didn't want to bring up the problem during lunch. Repeat. I didn't want to bring up the problem during lunch. Again. I didn't want to bring up the problem during lunch. Another example. She brought up a helpful idea in the meeting. Repeat. She brought up a helpful idea in the meeting. Now say this. Can I bring up one quick question? Repeat. Can I bring up one quick question? That sentence is useful and polite. Say it again. Can I bring up one quick question? To reach out means to contact someone, often to ask for help, offer help, or reconnect. Listen. You can reach out to me if you need support. Repeat. You can reach out to me if you need support. Again. You can reach out to me if you need support. Another sentence. I reached out to an old friend yesterday. Repeat. I reached out to an old friend yesterday. Now answer. Who could you reach out to this week? Say, I could reach out to. Good. To get back to someone means to respond later. Listen. I'll get back to you after I check my schedule. Repeat. I'll get back to you after I check my schedule. Again. I'll get back to you after I check my schedule. Another sentence. She got back to me with the price. Repeat. She got back to me with the price. This phrase is useful in messages, emails, and work conversations. Say it again. I'll get back to you soon. Repeat. I'll get back to you soon. To follow up means to contact someone again after a previous conversation, message, or meeting. Listen. I'm following up about our appointment. Repeat. I'm following up about our appointment. Again. I'm following up about our appointment. Another sentence. He followed up with a short email. Repeat. He followed up with a short email. Mini dialogue. A. Did the client answer? B. Not yet. I'll follow up tomorrow. Repeat. Not yet. I'll follow up tomorrow. Now answer. When do people usually follow up? You can say, after a meeting, after an interview, after sending an email. Answer out loud. To speak up means to speak louder or to express your opinion. Listen. Could you speak up a little? Please. Repeat. Could you speak up a little? Please. Again. Could you speak up a little? Please. Another meaning. If you disagree, it's okay to speak up. Repeat. If you disagree, it's okay to speak up. Now practice with confidence. I can speak up when I have an idea. Repeat. I can speak up when I have an idea. Say it again. I can speak up when I have an idea. To cut in means to interrupt someone while they are speaking. Listen. Please don't cut in while I'm explaining. Repeat. Please don't cut in while I'm explaining. Again. Please don't cut in while I'm explaining. Another sentence. He cut in with an important update. Repeat. He cut in with an important update. This phrase can be negative, but sometimes cutting in is necessary if the information is urgent. Now say this polite sentence. Sorry to cut in, but I have one quick point. Repeat. Sorry to cut in, but I have one quick point. Again. Sorry to cut in, but I have one quick point. Now let's practice a communication scene. Listen, I wanted to catch up with my friend, so I reached out and sent a short message. She got back to me later that day. When we talked, I brought up a plan for the weekend. She said she needed to follow up with her family first. During the conversation, I spoke up about what I wanted, but I tried not to cut in. Now repeat. I wanted to catch up with my friend. I reached out and sent a message. She got back to me later. I brought up a weekend plan. She needed to follow up with her family. I spoke up politely. I tried not to cut in. Now answer these questions out loud. Who do you want to catch up with? What topic do you want to bring up? When should you follow up with someone? Pause and respond. Great. Now we're ready to move into study and work English. This chapter gives you phrasal verbs for learning, projects, tasks, and progress. To look up means to search for information. Listen. I looked up the meaning of a new word. Repeat. I looked up the meaning of a new word. Again. I looked up the meaning of a new word. Another sentence. Can you look up the address before we leave? Repeat. Can you look up the address before we leave? Now answer. What do you often look up online? Say it out loud. To write down means to record information by writing it. Listen. Write down 3 new phrases from this lesson. Repeat. Write down 3 new phrases from this lesson. Again. Write down 3 new phrases from this lesson. Another sentence. I wrote down the meeting time, so I wouldn't forget. Repeat. I wrote down the meeting time, so I wouldn't forget. Now say this. I write down useful English expressions. Repeat. I write down useful English expressions. To go over means to review or check carefully. Listen. Let's go over the main points again. Repeat. Let's go over the main points again. Again. Let's go over the main points again. Another sentence. The manager went over the plan with the team. Repeat. The manager went over the plan with the team. Now answer. What do you need to go over this week? Maybe your notes, maybe your schedule, maybe your goals. Answer out loud. To figure out means to understand or solve something. Listen. I finally figured out how to use the app. Repeat. I finally figured out how to use the app. Again. I finally figured out how to use the app. Another sentence. We need to figure out the best time to meet. Repeat. We need to figure out the best time to meet. Now say this. I can figure it out with practice. Repeat. I can figure it out with practice. Again, with confidence. I can figure it out with practice. To put together means to create, prepare, or assemble something. Listen. I put together a simple study plan. Repeat. I put together a simple study plan. Again. I put together a simple study plan. Another sentence. They put together a presentation for Friday. Repeat. They put together a presentation for Friday. Now you try. Say, I want to put together. Finish the sentence. I want to put together a schedule. I want to put together a project. I want to put together a new routine. Your turn. To carry out means to complete or perform a task, plan, or instruction. Listen. The team carried out the plan carefully. Repeat. The team carried out the plan carefully. Again. The team carried out the plan carefully. Another sentence. She carried out the instructions step by step. Repeat. She carried out the instructions step by step. Now say this. I can carry out my plan if I stay focused. Repeat. I can carry out my plan if I stay focused. To keep up with means to stay at the same speed, level, or progress as something or someone. Listen. It can be hard to keep up with a busy schedule. Repeat. It can be hard to keep up with a busy schedule. Again. It can be hard to keep up with a busy schedule. Another sentence. I'm trying to keep up with my English practice. Repeat. I'm trying to keep up with my English practice. Now answer. What are you trying to keep up with? Say, I'm trying to keep up with. Good. To fall behind means to become late or slower than expected. Listen. I fell behind because I missed 2 classes. Repeat. I fell behind because I missed 2 classes. Again. I fell behind because I missed 2 classes. Another sentence. Don't worry if you fall behind. You can catch up slowly. Repeat. Don't worry if you fall behind. You can catch up slowly. Now compare. Keep up with means stay on track. Fall behind means lose progress. Repeat. Keep up with means stay on track. Fall behind means lose progress. Now let's practice a work and study scene. Listen. Last week, I looked up some new vocabulary and wrote down the most useful phrases. Then I went over my notes before class. At first, I couldn't figure out one difficult grammar point. So I put together a few example sentences. I carried out my study plan for 3 days. It helped me keep up with the lesson. Even when I fell behind a little, I didn't stop. Now repeat in short lines. I looked up new vocabulary. I wrote down useful phrases. I went over my notes. I couldn't figure out one grammar point. I put together example sentences. I carried out my study plan. I kept up with the lesson. I fell behind a little, but I continued. Now answer these questions. What do you usually look up? Do you write down new words? How do you keep up with English practice? Pause and respond. Good. Now take a small reset. Breathe in, breathe out. You have already practiced many useful phrasal verbs. Now we will practice verbs for problems, stress, and solutions. This chapter is important because real life is not always smooth. Sometimes we delay things. Sometimes we feel stressed. Sometimes we need to solve a problem. English gives you many useful phrasal verbs for these moments. To put off means to delay something. Listen. I put off cleaning my desk for too long. Repeat. I put off cleaning my desk for too long. Again. I put off cleaning my desk for too long. Another sentence. Don't put off your English practice until tomorrow. Repeat. Don't put off your English practice until tomorrow. Now answer. What do you sometimes put off? Say, I sometimes put off. Be honest. Good. To sort out means to organize, fix, or solve something. Listen, I need to sort out my schedule. Repeat. I need to sort out my schedule. Again. I need to sort out my schedule. Another sentence. They sorted out the problem before the meeting started. Repeat. They sorted out the problem before the meeting started. Now say this useful line. Let's sort this out together. Repeat. Let's sort this out together. Again. Let's sort this out together. To deal with means to handle a situation, problem, person, or responsibility. Listen, I have to deal with many small tasks today. Repeat. I have to deal with many small tasks today. Again. I have to deal with many small tasks today. Another sentence. How do you deal with stress? Repeat. How do you deal with stress? Now answer out loud. How do you deal with stress? You can say, I take a break. I go for a walk. I talk to someone. Answer now. To get over means to recover from something difficult. It can be an illness, a disappointment, a fear, or a painful experience. Listen. It took me a few days to get over the cold. Repeat. It took me a few days to get over the cold. Again. It took me a few days to get over the cold. Another sentence. She is trying to get over her fear of speaking in public. Repeat. She is trying to get over her fear of speaking in public. Now say this. I can get over small mistakes and keep learning. Repeat. I can get over small mistakes and keep learning. Again. I can get over small mistakes and keep learning. To calm down means to become less angry, less nervous, or less upset. Listen. Take a deep breath and calm down. Repeat. Take a deep breath and calm down. Again. Take a deep breath and calm down. Another sentence. He calmed down after talking with his friend. Repeat. He calmed down after talking with his friend. Now practice gently. I can calm down and think clearly. Repeat. I can calm down and think clearly. To give up means to stop trying. Listen. I felt tired, but I didn't give up. Repeat. I felt tired, but I didn't give up. Again. I felt tired, but I didn't give up. Another sentence. Don't give up after one mistake. Repeat. Don't give up after one mistake. Now say it with energy. I won't give up on my English. Repeat. I won't give up on my English. Again. I won't give up on my English. To work out can mean to exercise. It can also mean that a situation becomes successful or gets solved. Listen. I work out 3 times a week. Repeat. I work out 3 times a week. Again. I work out 3 times a week. Now the second meaning, I hope everything works out. Repeat. I hope everything works out. Another sentence. We worked out a solution after a long discussion. Repeat. We worked out a solution after a long discussion. Now answer. What problem do you need to work out? Say, I need to work out. Good. Now let's put these verbs into an emotional but practical story. Listen first. For weeks, I put off a difficult conversation. I knew I had to sort out the problem, but I didn't feel ready. Finally, I decided to deal with it calmly. Before the conversation, I took a walk and calmed down. The talk was not perfect, but it helped. I got over my fear of speaking honestly. I didn't give up. In the end, everything worked out better than I expected. Now repeat in short pieces. I put off a difficult conversation. I had to sort out the problem. I decided to deal with it calmly. I took a walk and calmed down. I got over my fear. I didn't give up. Everything worked out. Now your turn. Think of a small problem in your life. Maybe a late task. Maybe a messy room. Maybe a difficult message. Now say a short story using 3 of these verbs. Put off, sort out, deal with, calm down, get over, give up, work out, pause and speak. Excellent. Now let's move into friends, plans, and social confidence. This chapter helps you sound natural when talking about people, plans, invitations, and relationships. To hang out means to spend relaxed time with someone. Listen, we usually hang out after class. Repeat. We usually hang out after class. Again. We usually hang out after class. Another sentence. I'm hanging out with my cousins tonight. Repeat. I'm hanging out with my cousins tonight. Mini dialogue. A. Do you have plans on Saturday? B's. I'm just going to hang out with a few friends. Repeat. I'm just going to hang out with a few friends. Now answer. Where do you like to hang out? Say it. To show up means to arrive or appear. Listen. He showed up 10 minutes early. Repeat. He showed up 10 minutes early. Again. He showed up 10 minutes early. Another sentence. Only 5 people showed up for the event. Repeat. Only 5 people showed up for the event. Now say this. Thank you for showing up today. Repeat. Thank you for showing up today. That phrase can mean more than arriving. It can also mean being present and supportive. To back out means to decide not to do something after agreeing to do it. Listen. She backed out of the trip at the last minute. Repeat. She backed out of the trip at the last minute. Again. She backed out of the trip at the last minute. Another sentence. I don't want to back out now because people are counting on me. Repeat. I don't want to back out now because people are counting on me. Now answer. Have you ever backed out of a plan? Say, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. To turn down means to refuse an offer or invitation. It can also mean to lower volume, but here we'll focus on refusing. Listen. I had to turn down the invitation because I was busy. Repeat. I had to turn down the invitation because I was busy. Again. I had to turn down the invitation because I was busy. Another sentence. She turned down the job because it was too far away. Repeat. She turned down the job because it was too far away. Now practice politely. Thank you. But I have to turn it down. Repeat. Thank you, but I have to turn it down. To open up means to start sharing your feelings or thoughts more honestly. Listen. He opened up about his worries. Repeat. He opened up about his worries. Again. He opened up about his worries. Another sentence. It takes time for some people to open up. Repeat. It takes time for some people to open up. Now say this. I can open up when I feel safe. Repeat. I can open up when I feel safe. To get along with someone means to have a good relationship with them. Listen. I get along with my classmates. Repeat. I get along with my classmates. Again. I get along with my classmates. Another sentence. Do you get along with your coworkers? Repeat. Do you get along with your coworkers? Now answer. Who do you get along with well? Say, I get along with. Good. To look up to someone means to admire or respect them. Listen. I look up to people who keep learning. Repeat. I look up to people who keep learning. Again. I look up to people who keep learning. Another sentence. She looks up to her older sister. Repeat. She looks up to her older sister. Now answer. Who do you look up to? Say, I look up to. Excellent. Now let's practice a social scene. Listen first. Last Friday, I wanted to hang out with my friends. Everyone said they would show up around 7. One person backed out because he felt sick. Another friend turned down dinner because she had already eaten. But later, we all sat together and talked. One friend opened up about a challenge at work. We listened carefully because we get along well. I realized that I look up to friends who can be honest. Now repeat. I wanted to hang out with my friends. Everyone planned to show up at 7. One person backed out. Another friend turned down dinner. One friend opened up about work. We get along well. I look up to honest people. Now answer these prompts. I like to hang out at. I usually show up. I get along with. I look up to. Pause and speak. Great. Now let's travel a little. We'll move into hotels, roads, movement, and unexpected meetings. This chapter gives you phrasal verbs for trips, transportation, and moving through places. To check in means to register when you arrive at a hotel, airport, event, or appointment. Listen, we checked in at the hotel after lunch. Repeat. We checked in at the hotel after lunch. Again. We checked in at the hotel after lunch. Another sentence. Please check in at the front desk. Repeat. Please check in at the front desk. Now say this. I need to check in before the flight. Repeat. I need to check in before the flight. To check out means to leave a hotel after finishing your stay. It can also mean to look at or examine something. Listen to the hotel meaning first. We checked out before 10 in the morning. Repeat. We checked out before 10 in the morning. Again. We checked out before 10 in the morning. Now the second meaning. You should check out that new cafe. Repeat. You should check out that new cafe. Now compare. Check in means arrive and register. Check out means leave. Or look at something. Repeat. Check in means arrive and register. Check out means leave. Or look at something. To set off means to begin a trip or journey. Listen. We set off before sunrise. Repeat. We set off before sunrise. Again. We set off before sunrise. Another sentence. They set off on a long bike ride. Repeat. They set off on a long bike ride. Now answer. When do you like to set off on a trip? Morning? Afternoon? Evening? Say it. To pull over means to move a vehicle to the side of the road and stop. Listen. The driver pulled over to answer a phone call safely. Repeat. The driver pulled over to answer a phone call safely. Again. The driver pulled over to answer a phone call safely. Another sentence. We pulled over to look at the map. Repeat. We pulled over to look at the map. Now say this. Please pull over when it is safe. Repeat. Please pull over when it is safe. To get around means to move from place to place. It can also mean to manage traveling in a city or area. Listen. It's easy to get around this city by bus. Repeat. It's easy to get around this city by bus. Again. It's easy to get around this city by bus. Another sentence. When I travel, I like to get around on foot. Repeat. When I travel, I like to get around on foot. Now answer. How do you usually get around? By motorbike? By bus? By car? On foot? Say it out loud. To run into someone means to meet them unexpectedly. It can also mean to face a problem. Listen. I ran into my old neighbor at the airport. Repeats. I ran into my old neighbor at the airport. Again. I ran into my old neighbor at the airport. Another meaning. We ran into a small problem with the booking. Repeat. We ran into a small problem with the booking. Now answer. Who would you be surprised to run into? Say, I would be surprised to run into. Good. Now let's practice the travel story. Listen. Last month, I checked in at a small hotel near the river. The next morning, I checked out early and set off for a nearby town. Halfway there, we pulled over to take photos. It was easy to get around because the streets were quiet. Later, I ran into someone from my English class. We laughed because neither of us expected to meet there. Now repeat. I checked in at a hotel. I checked out early. I set off for a nearby town. We pulled over to take photos. It was easy to get around. I ran into someone from class. Now create your own travel version. Use check in, check out, set off, pull over, get around, and run into. Pause and speak. Excellent. Now we have one final new phrasal verb. Then we will connect everything into a full speaking review. To take on means to accept a responsibility, challenge, role, or task. Listen. I'm ready to take on a new challenge. Repeat. I'm ready to take on a new challenge. Again. I'm ready to take on a new challenge. Another sentence. She took on more responsibility at work. Repeat. She took on more responsibility at work. Another example. Learning English can feel big, but you can take it on step by step. Repeat. Learning English can feel big, but you can take it on step by step. Now say this with confidence. I can take on difficult goals. Repeat. I can take on difficult goals. Again. I can take on difficult goals. Now let's do a full review story. This story will include many of the phrasal verbs from today. First, just listen. One Monday morning, I woke up earlier than usual. I got up before my alarm rang twice. I got ready quickly, picked up my bag, and headed out. At work, I looked up some information, wrote down important notes, and went over a project with my team. We had to figure out a problem and put together a better plan. One person brought up a concern, and another person spoke up with a new idea. After the meeting, I followed up with an email and promised to get back to everyone by Friday. Later that day, I ran out of energy, so I took a short walk to calm down. I reminded myself not to give up just because the day felt heavy. By the evening, I came back home, cleaned up the kitchen, put away my things, and took out the trash. Then I reached out to a friend. We caught up for a few minutes and decided to hang out on the weekend. Before bed, I wrote down 3 things I had learned. I felt proud because I had taken on a busy day and made it through. Now we will repeat in smaller pieces. One Monday morning, I woke up earlier than usual. I got up before my alarm rang twice. I got ready quickly. I picked up my bag and headed out. At work, I looked up some information. I wrote down important notes. I went over a project with my team. We had to figure out a problem. We put together a better plan. One person brought up a concern. Another person spoke up with a new idea. I followed up with an email. I promised to get back to everyone by Friday. Later, I ran out of energy. I took a short walk to calm down. I reminded myself not to give up. In the evening, I came back home. I cleaned up the kitchen. I put away my things. I took out the trash. Then I reached out to a friend. We caught up for a few minutes. We decided to hang out on the weekend. Before bed, I wrote down 3 things I had learned. I had taken on a busy day and made it through. Now it's your turn to build your own story. Use this frame. I woke up. I got ready. I headed out. I had to deal with. I figured out. I reached out to. I came back. I wound down. I turned in. Pause and speak your version. Good. Now let's do a fast review. I will say the meaning. You say the phrasal verb. Ready? To stop sleeping. Wake up. To leave your bed. Get up. To prepare yourself. Get ready. To leave for somewhere. Head out. To return. Come back. To relax after being busy. Wind down. To go to bed. Turn in. To have no more of something. Run out of. To collect someone or something. Pick up. To leave someone or something somewhere. Drop off. To place something where it belongs. Put away. To make a place tidy. Clean up. To remove something or get food to eat elsewhere. Take out. To test clothing by wearing it. Try on. To talk after time apart. Catch up. To start a topic. Bring up. To contact someone. Reach out. To respond later. Get back to. To contact again after a previous message. Follow up. To speak louder or express an idea. Speak up. To interrupt. Cut in. To search for information. Look up. To record information. Write down. To review carefully. Go over. To understand or solve. Figure out. To prepare or assemble. Put together. To complete a task or plan. Carry out. To stay at the same level or speed. Keep up with. To lose progress. Fall behind. To delay. Put off. To fix or organize. Sort out. To handle a situation. Deal with. To recover. Get over. To become less upset. Calm down. To stop trying. Give up. To exercise. Solve. Or become okay. Work out. To spend relaxed time with someone. Hang out. To arrive. Show up. To cancel your own agreement. Back out. To refuse. Turn down. To share feelings. Open up. To have a good relationship. Get along with. To admire. Look up to. To register after arriving. Check in. To leave a hotel. Or examine something. Check out. To begin a journey. Set off. To stop a vehicle at the side of the road. Pull over. To move around a city or place. Get around. To meet unexpectedly or face a problem. Run into. To accept a challenge or responsibility. Take on. Great work. Now let's do one final speaking challenge. Answer each prompt with a complete sentence. Prompt 1. Something I often put off is pause and answer. Prompt 2. When I feel stressed, I calm down by pause and answer. Prompt 3. A person I look up to is pause and answer. Prompt 4. This week, I want to take on pause and answer. Prompt 5. To improve my English, I need to keep up with pause and answer. Excellent. You are not just listening anymore. You are building speaking habits. Today, you practiced 50 essential phrasal verbs for everyday English. You practiced morning routines, home tasks, errands, messages, conversations, study, work, stress, friendship, travel, and personal growth. The most important thing is not to memorize everything perfectly today. The most important thing is to hear these phrases many times. Say them many times. Use them in simple sentences. Then use them again tomorrow. Here is your final practice. Repeat after me. I can use phrasal verbs in daily English. Again. I can use phrasal verbs in daily English. I can speak slowly and clearly. Repeat. I can speak slowly and clearly. I can make mistakes and keep going. Repeat. I can make mistakes and keep going. I can take on English step by step. Repeat. I can take on English step by step. Beautiful. For your practice today, choose 5 phrasal verbs from this lesson. Write one sentence for each. Then say those sentences out loud, not in your head. Out loud. Your voice is part of the learning. And when you listen to this lesson again, try to speak faster, smoother, and with more confidence. If this lesson helped you, subscribe to the channel for more calm, practical English listening and speaking practice. Like the video so more English learners can find it, and share it with someone who wants to sound more natural in everyday English. Thank you for practicing with me today. Keep listening, keep repeating.